North Event Center is proud to kick off another great season of social gatherings with family and friends. And no matter what the size of your next event, the 36th Street North Event Center has you covered. From event decor to live DJs, even catering, and a world-class sound and lighting system, 36th Street North has your event covered. We offer a state-of-the-art event booking and planning process from start to finish. And whether you're hosting 100 or 1,000, 36th Street North Event Center is the premier event center of North Tulsa, located at 1125 East 36th Street North. Share the experience at 36th Street North Event Center and see why we are the #1 choice for upscale events. From weddings to birthdays, corporate functions, holiday parties, and so much more. Visit us today at 36theventcenter.com or call and reserve your spot at 918-200-9046.
Looking to take your event to the next level with professionalism and energy? Contact World One Development. We host events, have radio personalities, offer community engagement and videography. We also do live radio remotes, red carpet appearances, create promos, event recaps, drops, and flyers. We also create customized advertising packets to promote your business, organization, or program. Visit our website at world1development.com. You can also reach us on social media at World One Development.
Alarm off. Cat alarm. Turn this up. Sun peeking through the curtains, we already in gear. Whole town tuned in, bring your coffee over here. Dial locked in, yeah, you know how we do. It's the community wake up with news you can use. Community wake up morning show. Charles and Damali on the go. News you can use right here, right now. We break it down, put it in your lifestyle. Charles got the headline straight, never hollow. Damali got the game plan, moves you can follow. Traffic and the weather, what's popping at the school. From the block to the boardroom, we keep you in the loop. Yeah. Community wake up morning show. Charles and Damali on the go. News you can use right here, right now. We break it down, put it in your lifestyle. From the front porch to the car hustle, keep it light, keep it real, keep the hometown muscle. Turn it up, let the whole crew know you rockin' with the community wake up morning show.
Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, and welcome to the Community Wake Up with Charles and Damali. I am Miss Damali.
And I am Uncle Charles.
And we're here to deliver news you can use, culture and conversation that moves the community forward each and every morning.
Hey, happy Tuesday, Taco Tuesday, and all that good stuff. Today, our theme is community transformation. We will provide listeners with valuable information about our theme and what it means to community. And the goal is to inform, empower, and to connect community every single day.
And the vision is a stronger, smarter, and more engaged community.
Hey, Damali, how you feeling on this Tuesday?
You know what? I am pretty good. Pretty good indeed. We got a lot of things happening today. This show is just going to be jam-packed with a lot of stuff. So we want to make sure that you guys are tuned in and tapped in because you know the election is coming up.
Yeah.
So I've got a lot of information about that. We've got a special guest coming in today. So it's just a lot. So I think we should just jump right into it.
Okay. Well, we appreciate y'all for tuning in on NYCU.FM. You see it on Damali's shirt.
Yeah.
Where we play today's R&B and them throwbacks. Also, remember, we live and syndicated locally right here in Tulsa, Oklahoma on KBOB 89.9 FM, where we get to tell our story our way. Don't forget about the Juice Radio Show. Them kids back at school, but they still need something to do in the evening. And you know, when they get out, they need something to do. Go check out the Juice Radio Show. They the one kicked this thing off, but they kicked off the Juice about 15 years ago. Yeah, just that long, just that quick.
Wow.
Shout out to Uncle Bobby E for kicking it off with the kids first.
Mm-hmm.
Go to 1216 North Lansing Avenue, Suite D. Go see Uncle Bobby E. And then we also on YouTube, the official World One Development news you can use. Let me tell you something. It's nice. It rained really hard around this time on yesterday, so I feel like it cooled us down just a little bit. The amount I think we needed because we were dry.
I know.
Out there, so dry. People was ashy. I'm telling you, people was ashy. People was putting Visine on their elbows. I mean, people face.
Visine? You mean Vaseline?
No, Visine and Vaseline. Look, let me tell you something. When your face get ashy, that's when you really ashy. It's one thing for your elbow and your hands, but people face has started getting ashy. People looking gray, people looking bluish, a bluish tint. I'm like,
we're not gonna start this today.
I'm telling you, the mother was getting rough, but God shined His light on us.
Thank God,
and brought down some rain on people's face, and got that off. Now everybody, look at your skin today.
My skin looks like this every day, so don't do me.
Oh no,
don't do me.
It was ashy like along your cheekbone.
I
never got in the front.
It was not,
but it was sneaking up on you from way up under your throat, just a little bit. Hey, Damali, you're right. We got a loaded show today.
Yes.
We got guests coming in. There's a lot going on in our city. We appreciate y'all tuning in. We don't take it for granted. But Damali, hey, we still in this thing.
So yesterday, we were talking about the thunder and the lightning and all this stuff. There was all the shenanigans that were going on yesterday morning. How about lightning done hit one tank of liquid natural gas that's over in Glenpool, caught it on fire, and now 2 other tanks were on fire, and I think they're still burning this morning.
Oh my God.
Ain't that crazy?
It sounds rough. I was scared to look outside. I'm telling y'all something.
What?
It was coming down yesterday. If it's one thing, the thunder I can deal with, but I'm scared of some lightning.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that lightning is crazy.
Yeah.
Remember we had a friend that got hit by lightning?
I know.
On an airplane and got hit in her ear.
Somebody was look, and I don't even know how this happens. I don't know how the Lord let somebody get away with this. The Lord should have said lightning. No, hold on. But the lightning
too much.
Then came onto the plane. First, it done went in this woman's eye. We know her. Done went all through her brain and everywhere, shot out of her ear.
That's what it was. In the eye, out the ear. That's crazy.
Think about that, y'all. This is a person that we know. Now, she's still prayers because I don't know how she was kind of dealing with headaches and a whole lot of other stuff. But Damali, can you imagine a lightning bolt going in your eyeball on a plane in the air?
Nope. Nope.
I know this other young man, I won't even say who, but he got struck by lightning getting out of his car.
Oh, wow.
Put him in the hospital, and it was a process getting them back, because here's the thing that's good about both of them. They still here. Because most of the time when that lightning touch you, it's time to go see.
A lot of voltage.
It's time to go see the maker. Normally when that lightning hit you. So this is the reason why your grandma used to say, as soon as God go to work,
sit down.
I'm like, Grandma, what's wrong? Because boom, turn off all the lights.
Exactly. My grandma would turn off all the lights and open up the front door. And we just all sitting on the couch.
My grandma used to be like an air traffic controller. Hey, windows, lights, go turn the car off outside. Y'all sit down and y'all two just shut up. And then I'm like, what is going on?
You can't touch nothing.
And they would say all kinds of stuff.
Can't use nothing. Can't be in the shower. Nothing. Just sit down on the couch.
It was wise not to be in the shower.
Yeah, you probably
if that
right.
lightning hit your eye while you in the water, that would probably be immediately Harlem Shake. You know the Harlem Shake? You don't want be in that tub. You don't want that. But anyway, and people got so many different myths. I'm going to see in Arkansas, you know how sometimes it be raining, but the sun be out?
Yeah.
In Arkansas, what they say be happening, that the devil be beating his wife. I'm like, who the devil, man? Who married the devil? Who said I do to that? I'll say I do to hell. I mean, who did that to my... Y'all didn't have no... They did. They said, so if the sun was out and it was raining, they said, the devil beating his wife. They can't even get this. I'm like, where y'all get that from? Who walked with Satan and said, I do, and all these little demonic spirits running around as all my stepkids.
Right.
Oh, no, and I don't think nobody's signing up for
right.
that. People tell you anything.
Any old thing.
Out here.
All right, I want to remind you guys about the Black Wall Street Rally, their 2027 date, because what we want you to know is it goes down in the town.
Girl.
And if you don't get your hotel, you might be staying somewhere in Muskogee or Okmulgee or somewhere else, not even in Tulsa.
You know what I did?
What's that?
Because I didn't want to take a chance. Girl, I got on the shirt today.
You did.
That's
you
how
put
fast
on the shirt
rally.
today. Yeah.
I thought it was today.
Like it's today.
The rally comes so fast that when you said
no.
rally, I put the shirt on today just to make sure I'm like, wait a minute. Now.
Right.
It's not May. It's not even close to 13th. But I'm going to tell y'all something right now. That's how fast the rally. 40,000 people. Every hotel is booked up. 4.3 million.
4.3.
And it's us is making it happen.
Yeah, absolutely. So the rally is May 13 through 15. Put it on your calendar. If you have not seen this rally for yourself, you need to make sure that you do. It is a sight to behold.
It is.
It is absolutely amazing. There's a lot of education. So that's my favorite part about it is it's not just about pulling up on your bike. It's about the education that takes place, the financial literacy that's going on, the education about what happened here in Black Wall Street.
Right.
You know, the entrepreneurs and the businesses that are actually at the rally that are actually talking about what it is that they do. You know, how they got started, where they came from. It's all of that for me, you know. But then I do love the concerts.
Yeah.
You know, I do love the when they do the music sound offs. I love those. So I love a lot of things about it because, you know, I'm a motorcycle rider at heart. And so I actually love it. But I'm just saying, if you want to come and experience
that's a good reason to come to Black Wall Street.
Yeah.
That's a great time to come.
Great
Let me tell you what I love about it. That's the one time a year that me and Damali got to practice on all the line dances. Because 9 times out of 10, we hosting.
You gotta know them all.
And that gives me a chance to know if I still got it or not. I'm like, Damali, you still got it? You know, we just Charlie and Damali, let's go. Music and you know, so the people got to get hyped and let me say you something too. And when you host, especially at BMX, you just see a sea of people.
Yeah,
it's so many people, but you got to find you a couple people. But let me tell y'all, good vibes. Good energy.
Yes.
It's always a good time. Shout out to Marcus. Shout out to Brandon. Shout out to their whole team. They do a good job. And me and Damali telling you, because before you know it, they're going to be sitting in the station talking about it's sold out. You're going to be calling us, and we don't have nowhere for you to stay but in the woods.
Like we told you early.
Yeah, you're going to like,
hey, we told you back in August that you need to be getting yourself together.
Your house is going to be a tree house. Because at that point, all the hotels are
You're going to be on a tent.
I got a tree house.
Out on Greenwood. That's where you're going to be.
That might be on Greenwood. You know what, Damali, now that I think about it, it's some cold tree houses out there.
It is.
I might just be talking, and I'm talking to the live audience. Y'all wait all late. You might be in one of these tree houses, but at least they got some tree house executive suites. Have you seen some of these tree houses they build nowadays?
I have seen some of them, yeah.
Woo, they got upstairs, downstairs.
You know,
I don't trust it though. I don't trust it.
Oh, you know, they good. They good.
Have you ever had one?
No. A tree house? No, never had a tree house.
I had a tree, and it was a tree hut. I mean, because I think to a hut, you know, like I was basically in Africa. So I had me some plywood, you know.
Don't do Pastor Perry.
I love Pastor Perry, but I'm just telling you what I had. I didn't have a tree house. I had a tree hut. Because if you have a true tree house, it got to look like a house. People got to be identified. Mine look more like a birdhouse. You know, wasn't quite.
Don't even do the bird.
Unsafe for anybody else to be in it but me. Because we going to fall to the earth. So y'all be careful. Y'all get these kids out here fooling with these. And if you got a treehouse, let us know. Girl, I know you look like you would like a treehouse if it was nice.
I would love to have a treehouse. Yeah. There's a show that comes on HGTV. I know that's my favorite. Yeah, Treehouse Master. Yes, that's what I'm saying. That? Yes. Boy. They built one for Shaq.
I know for Shaquille, if it hold his big tail up, I know that tree was leaning.
I know his big tail.
I know that tree was like, now hold on.
Now you're doing too much. Now
say, Shaq, you got 15 minutes to get down.
Get out of here.
400 pounds. Yeah. But anyway.
All right. So we've been talking about the fact that there is an election, a big election coming up in our community. And so on yesterday, you know, we kind of walked through the sample ballot and I told you what was on it. And I told you that today we're going to break it down just a little bit. So we're going to do that before we do the affirmation, because once we do the affirmation, we're going to roll into the rest of the show and our special guest is going to be here and all of that. But I wanted to take a few moments before we got started to talk about the ballot. Okay. So I already picked that, printed the ballot for North Tulsa. So if you are, this is the 74110 ballot. Okay. The rest of you need to go on the website. The voter registration website. All you got to do is put your first name in, last name, and your date of birth. And then as long as you're registered, then you can click on there and it'll tell you where your polling place is, you know, how many elections you voted in, and it'll also give you the sample ballot.
What is the website?
I can't remember. I'll tell you on the break.
Okay.
Because I didn't bring it with me.
It.
Yeah, and we'll post it. But so for the 74110 sample ballot, then of course we have our congressional officers that are up for election. And this is the Democratic ticket. So of course it'll look different if they're on the Republican side, right? But this one is the Democratic ticket. And for U.S. Senator, we have Nikayla Jasmine Thomas that is running and Jim Priest. Right. So what I would do is I would go and Google those names.
Do your homework.
And do your homework, okay? But what I really wanted to talk about this morning was the state questions that are actually on the ballot. So we have two state questions, state question 844 and state question 846. Now, what those are, and we're going to break those down just a little bit to just give you something to think about.
Let me tell you why I'm glad we're doing this and get people think, because a lot of times, Damali, being honest, growing up, we don't know what a state question is.
Exactly.
We don't know what's going on. We outside of the loop. So with us, at least we giving a high level of what this stuff is, because this stuff governs our life every single day. And this is a lot of time what we end up losing with our schools, with our jobs, with our economic development, everything going on, because we don't know what state question is sent down there on the Capitol.
Exactly.
So what's going to be sent down there, Damali?
Exactly. So state question 844, it's about changing how Oklahoma reimburses local governments and schools for property tax money they lose when manufacturers receive a 5-year tax break.
Say that again, Damali.
It is about changing how Oklahoma reimburses local governments and schools for property tax money they lose when manufacturers receive a 5-year tax break. So basically what it does is this. It would amend the Oklahoma Constitution to give Oklahoma legislators more authority to decide how much those local governments receive and how the reimbursement is calculated.
Right.
So a yes vote lets the legislature create a new system for determining how much local governments and schools are reimbursed. A no vote means don't make this constitutional change. Keep the existing constitutional framework in place. Now, the legislature would be able to develop a reimbursement formula intended to prevent one county from receiving so much reimbursement that is negatively affecting what is available for other counties.
So what that means is on one side of town, things are good better. On the other side of town, it'll get much worse. And guess what sides of town that normally happens to?
So let me just say this. The big question for voters is this. It isn't really asking whether manufacturers should continue to receive the 5-year tax exemption, because they're already doing it.
Right.
They're already doing it. That's already in place. The question is, who should determine how Oklahoma replaces the property tax revenue that schools, cities, counties, and other local services lose because of that exemption? So if you say yes, you're going to give the legislator greater authority to establish those reimbursement amounts and formulas.
Right.
So before deciding yes or no, you would want to know why lawmakers propose the change. So what is the big deal? Why is there a change?
You got to follow the money.
Whether some counties are currently receiving disproportionately larger reimbursements, and whether Tulsa County and Tulsa Public Schools could receive more or less money under the change.
But
so that's what we need to be asking the question.
Well, let me break it in my mind. And I like all of that. And that makes sense. But to me, when I still think about this, Damali, I think about that's why big business stay big business. And the small businesses are always suffering. Because you feel like when these billionaires and multimillionaires come in, they not only do they already have money, so they already got the bag.
Right.
Let me talk to the YNs. They already got the bag. But then the state or the city comes in and give them all these huge breaks on time and all of that. And you can barely fire up your LLC. Taxes are due now. You know, ain't no breaks, none of that stuff. So we got to learn what this is. So maybe we need to upscale the things that we're doing and then understand how these things work. Damali, because at the end of the day, it's not just to read about it. How do you benefit from it? Because if you want to go bigger with your business, if they come in and give you breaks, now it makes sense to do some infrastructure work, because you ain't got to pay taxes for 5 years. They give you 10. Do you know how much that saves you when you don't have to pay? How much you pay on just your house?
I don't know. Too much.
Look, I'm just going to give an example. At EduRec, if we were not a not-for-profit organization, we would pay about $25,000 to $30,000 just in taxes. So imagine that times 5. So that's how much. Look, $30,000 a year just in taxes.
Right.
So you go times 5. That's $150,000. I'm just trying to add something to it that may make more sense and not just be so high level of how it can just affect businesses and people every day.
No, understood. And that's what the show is about. And that's why we are talking about it. And that's why we're letting people know, because the time to make the decision is not when you get in the polls and when you're in that booth.
Right.
The time to make the decision is now. You know, you need to be doing the research now so that you understand it now and you can ask the questions now. And so when you get to the poll, you're clear. And now it's, okay, my yes vote is going to allow the legislature to create a new system. My no vote says no, keep everything just the way it is. So anyway, that is state question 844. That is what it's all about. Now, state question 846 is it would put a requirement on the Oklahoma Constitution that voters must provide or prove their identity before voting. So a yes vote means that the Oklahoma Constitution would change to specifically require proof of identity for every legal method of voting in elections run by county election boards or the state election board. A no vote means that this constitutional requirement would not be added. Now, the first part of that, what's so significant about that is Oklahoma already has voter identification requirements. When you go to the poll, you already have to produce your ID
anyway
in order to vote. But state question 846 would make an ID requirement part of the state constitution. Well, why is that necessary?
Right.
That's a question that we should be asking. Why is that necessary? Why do we need to do that when we've been doing it this way all along?
Right.
So obviously there's something.
It's a reason.
Yeah. There's some reason
it's always
somewhere down the road that we're going to find out about it. This sounds good, in the beginning.
Right.
But then there's some ulterior. So you need to do your research.
I like how the old people in Arkansas and down in the South say it's some wham in the game.
So
you understand, man, it sound like it's some wham in the game. And I'm like,
Right.
One, what is wham?
Yeah.
And then which game are we playing?
Yeah.
But just to break it down, that's kind of what it is. That's the kind of stuff you got to be watchful.
So this is the thing. The proposal itself does not spell out exactly which IDs are going to be required or which documents would qualify as proof, right? And instead, it directs the Oklahoma legislator to pass laws establishing the specific proof of identity requirement.
See there? That's what that. Now I understand what the wham
Do you
is.
want to give them that much power? Basically, is what this is saying, because we're already doing our ID, and we already wasn't it a big deal about you got to get the real ID, so we did that.
Right.
So why do we need to do something else?
It just continued to place these barriers because a lot of times when you a new voter or you're just not getting out, you're already frustrated about life and stuff going on. All you got to do is add just a little bit for people to get frustrated. Like, man, I ain't got time for all that. So a lot of this is just, it's like the frog in the water. You just warm it up slowly to cook you. This is the kind of stuff. Because here's the big frustrating thing. You're going to get in line and there's going to be some shenanigans of some that passed in the midnight hour when everybody was asleep. Now you got half the people can't vote.
Yeah.
And the whole goal is, man, if we do this. And that's what makes
baby
it bad.
steps. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it also says that the requirement applies to all authorized methods of voting. So it's not just walking into the polling place. Now they're going to require proof of identity and every other way that you can vote, because you can do absentee votes and all of that, so now you're dipping into a whole nother arena, but to me, it just sounds like a way that we can control who's voting and who's not. So should Oklahoma's, so this is just it in a nutshell. Should Oklahoma's constitution require every voter to prove their identity when voting, regardless of authorized voting method, with the legislator deciding the specific ID requirements? The question isn't simply asking whether Oklahoma should have voter ID. Oklahoma already does. The bigger change is whether the requirement should be enshrined in the Oklahoma Constitution.
Right.
And expressly applied to all authorized methods of voting. So that is the biggest change on those two. That's what you should be researching right now to decide, is my vote a yes or is my vote a no? And
why you research that? Because people are always researching you.
Yeah.
So what they going to say?
Shirla said no.
Yeah. All they got to do is sit back and say this, Damali. Okay, this many people don't have this. So let's just make it a requirement that they need their passport.
Exactly. And
they know those things take a month. They know them things take 90 days. They know that stuff come with a cost. $300, $200, and all of that. And it's sad because it's like being predatory. You're going to sit back and track people with their phones and track them on with all their apps, figure out what they don't have, and they don't have time, because it's all about power.
Yeah.
It's all about control.
The haves and the have-nots.
The haves and the have-nots. So that's why we created the Community Wake Up morning show. Like the pastor was saying, we got to wake up, y'all. We got to wake up. So when we share this information, that's why I always say hit that arrow and hit. You see now they tapping on our numbers down, be like, hey, you got to stop y'all algorithms. Hold on. But we gonna still read right here and live. And so what helps us is when y'all jump on and y'all text some people and say tune in, they going over the real stuff. We going over the sample ballot. So you don't have to try to explain to people what's going on. Let us explain. Just tell them tune in for a few minutes so we can take care of the BIZ.
And so there is also, if you are in District 1, there is also the District 1 city councilors, which, you know, we've had 2 of them on our show already.
Here's another thing. District 1, a.k.a. North Side.
Yeah.
Because you got to remember, sometimes people don't listen up. They like District 1. So I like to just deal with stuff at at the simplest form so we can.
And I'll say this, it's not just North Side. You need to look at the map because some of downtown is included, some of West Side is included. So
you don't make it gangster. No, I seen you in West Side.
I did not.
You was not ice cream super. How you gonna do that? I'm trying to say North Side. You gonna talk about West Side?
I'm from the North anyway.
No, your people from the West. No, I know your dad and your sister out there in the West.
So here we go.
Okay.
So there's also a proposition that's on the ballot as well. And so I'll tell you guys a little bit about this. It says Tulsa voters are being asked whether Oklahoma Natural Gas, ONG, should be allowed to continue using city-owned public spaces such as streets, alleys, easements, and rights-of-ways to operate its natural gas system for the next 20 years. A yes vote means you approve the 20-year agreement. So ONG will be allowed to install, maintain, repair, and operate gas lines in public rights of way. And if you don't know what a right of way is, if you own a home or a business, there is a perimeter around your property that is called a right of way or an easement. And that is where all of the utility lines are stored for the city. So your water line, gas line, electrical lines, cable, all of that is in those easements. And they pay a fee in order to be able to utilize that space to put their lines in across your property. Okay. So they're asking, so they're saying to operate their gas lines in the public rights of way and continue providing natural gas to Tulsa customers. In exchange, they'll have to follow all the city rules. They'll have to do their repairs and they'll have to pay the city a franchise fee.
But here's the problem. They may pay the city, but guess who's going to have to pay them?
Okay, we're going to get to that.
Come on.
So a no vote means you do not approve this particular 20-year franchising agreement with ONG. Now, should the city of Tulsa give Oklahoma Natural Gas permission to use Tulsa's public rights of way to provide natural gas services for another 20 years, subject to the city rules and payment of a franchise fee? The one thing the ballot language does not tell you by itself is particularly important. How much is the franchise fee? Who ultimately bears the cost? How will the proposed agreement differ from Tulsa's current agreement with ONG? And what happens particularly if voters reject it? If we say no, then what happens? Those are the questions that we need to be asking.
They're going to cut off your gas this summer. Everybody going to be cold. Teeth going to be
No, they're not. No, they're not. But they already have an agreement.
You asked me. Let me tell you something, Damali. I don't think you understand. See, ONG, just saying that ONG sometimes is traumatizing people. You know, I'm bad because it bills.
It is.
Because when you say water, I'd be like, oh God, because I wish I'd have known what was going on when they start passing stormwater. People probably like, oh, stormwater, it's not big of a deal. Now when I look at my bill, I'm like, okay,
it is a big deal.
So my water bill is only $15.
Yes.
But my stormwater tab is $85. So I'm paying $100. But somewhere you have to vote for that, right?
And that's not even realistic because I mean, in some instances, stormwater is $500 and your water bill is $65.
Look, I don't know about to say I could have helped y'all with the stormwater. I'd have helped y'all dig the trenches. I don't know what had happened but these proposals we got to pay attention to. I'm gonna tell you now, if you got a commercial like this event center in Edgerec, our bill may be stormwater, this real deal Holyfield, but for some of y'all fire up your entrepreneurship skills. Stormwater literally may be, water bill, $115. Stormwater, $700.
Not a lie.
Not the water bill.
Yes.
I'm like, it ain't even rained. It ain't even rained in a month. How the storm, I know I may not understand it, but just know when you get in these spaces and then you come to the event center, your water bill may be $85, stormwater $600. So now you get there and have about 3 buildings and you be in your mind, I keep saying, what is stormwater? Now I know That's the drainage that runs the water off. You know how when it's raining, you don't want it to flood. But I'm like, the stuff has been there now for 10 years. Are we still?
Well,
You know
and
what
so,
I'm talking about? It don't make sense.
a caveat to that is that remember when I was talking about, or we were talking about on the show a few weeks ago about the guy who went to jail for storing up the stormwater, right? Well, what that is that stormwater, they're diverting all of that stormwater to city water supply.
To circulate it right back to you.
Yeah, to give it back to you. So God lets it come down.
Thank you for saying that.
God drops it on us, on our private property, right? And then they divert it off of our property into city water, to the city water supply.
Filter it out and send it back to you.
Yeah, filter it out and they send it back to you through the water lines. That's really what happens. That's what you would think. Our producer said, well, if it lands on your property, ain't it yours? That's what you would think.
See, God sent me this water. No, it didn't. The city of Tulsa said we need our part.
We need our part.
But here's the thing, what we're going to do. What we'll do, because it's all about education. Because there's probably a city person on here and stuff. They just don't know. Bless them heart. No. Anyway, what we may need to do is get somebody in here to maybe help us better understand. But the bottom line, I do know this. Anytime these propositions and stuff is coming, see this ONG and saying, can we build this around your property? Next thing you know, you got another line on your bill. ONG this, and it might be, you don't know what you don't know. And that the bottom line is all this stuff ends up transferred to us.
Yes.
Y'all make the business deal,
somehow.
and we don't never benefit from it. It's never a credit. It ain't never like, let's say, no, we'll pass it to your next bill. We'll give you $1 off.
Yeah.
But anyway, Damali, thank you for reading that to the people, and you can go govern your stuff accordingly. Share this live. And I am going
there. So let me go ahead and do
what you gonna vote, yes or no?
I haven't really
so we won't even say yet. We're gonna pitch it out there.
I really have not decided yet. But some of these, I'm telling you, I'm leaning to the no.
I got some partners. I got some civil engineers with the city. They probably said, Charles, y'all wrong at the community to wake up. So what we gonna do? I'm gonna call a couple of them, have them come in. Well, they ain't gonna come in. They're gonna say, you trying to make me lose my job. You know, we whisper when we think gonna lose our job. We're like, man, you trying to me, then they say it low. You trying to make me lose my job. Why you whispering? Can't nobody hear you. Nevertheless, we have to be informed, because here's the thing, Damali, that's real. That's why you always need utility assistance coming from churches and organizations and all of that stuff, because man, bills, man, just trying to keep your light, gas, water and stuff on. You know, I think that, and then look, here's the thing. When something comes across to raise minimum wage, guess what? The answer is no. We won't do that, but we want to put all these lines on.
And that's what I'm saying. You know, at the end of the day, inflation continues to rise. Everything goes up. But if your pay stays the same, how in the world are you going to keep up?
Can I say something?
Yes.
That's why this Saturday, y'all need to come to the Tulsa Empowerment Network meeting that we have at the 36th Street North Event Center. It's going to be this weekend. We posted it yesterday. It's only 9 to 11:30, but we have different people come in. We create other streams of income, some supplemental income, give you a way, because here's the thing, y'all. We live in a time, local, national, international, where it's a big divide between, it's not so like the upper, middle, and lower. It's just pretty much have and have nots. And you got to start making adjustments with AI. You got to start figuring out what's going on with these bills. You got to start figuring out what your vote, because we don't want you living in a hut deep in the woods with wolves chasing you and your family at night, because you waited to the last minute to lose your job, lose your house, lose your car, lose your insurance, and lose everything you had because you weren't paying attention. It's a lot going on, and that's why on a serious tip, that's why we got this show. It's a lot of little people playing chess for show right now. They're not playing checkers. And this election, local, national, international, whichever one, all are important. I said international because you see they over there at Hamas blocking up the oil. So when we say so, this has become a world thing. So if you don't even know the basic stuff, what's going on with O&G or the water in just your own system, man, you could really put your family in a critical situation. And we just don't want that to happen.
All right, it's 33 past the hour, 83 degrees right here in Tulsa. We're going to go ahead and do the affirmation because we want to stay on task today, because we have special guests that are coming in at 7:45, and we want to be able to get them on and be able to get through the rest of the show today, because there is a lot of information. So, you know, please share this video broadcast. If you're watching it live on Facebook or YouTube, please share it. If you're listening in your car as you're driving to work, hey, be safe on your way as you make your way to your destination.
And then all y'all at work secretly text your friend and say, listen to the Wake Up. Let's go on.
They
on YouTube. They on YouTube. They on KBOB. You can go to KBOB. You can go to the YouTube station.
Right.
You can go to NYCU.FM. You can do all that. Then say, shh, don't tell nobody I told you.
And I should. Okay. And then we're going to get to, because I see some people have some live comments on the live. So we'll get to that in just a moment. But right now we're going to breathe in.
Let's get our affirmation out the way. Okay.
And breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out. All right. Today, our theme is community transformation is what we're talking about. And here is what our affirmation says today. I am part of transforming my community for the better. This transformation means recognizing that you have a role in creating positive change where you live. Community transformation isn't only the responsibility of elected officials, organizations, businesses, or community leaders. It requires everyday people choosing to contribute. It reminds us that instead of simply asking who is going to fix this, we can also ask, what can I do to help? So the first part says, I am part. That means I understand that I have a responsibility and something valuable to contribute. You may not be able to do everything, but you can do something. I have a role to play. The next piece says, of transforming. That means I'm willing to help create real, lasting improvement, not simply talk about what needs to change. Transformation requires action, consistency, collaboration, and sometimes doing things differently than they've always been done. I help turn problems into solutions. Then the next piece says, my community. This reminds us that the community is personal. It's our neighbors, our children, our schools, our businesses, our churches, our neighborhoods. When the community improves, we all benefit. I'm invested in the place and the people around me. And the last piece says, for the better. That means the goal is progress that improves people's lives. More opportunity, stronger families, safer neighborhoods, healthier residents, thriving businesses, quality education, and hope for the future. I want my actions to leave my community stronger than I found it. So what does this look like in community? Well, you don't have to launch a major organization to transform your community. Transformation can begin when you mentor one child, support one business, clean up one block, attend a community meeting, share useful information, hire someone from the neighborhood, volunteer, connect someone to a resource, or simply become a dependable neighbor. One action that may seem small, but when 100 of the people take responsibility for their pieces of the community, small actions become collective power. So the Black Wall Street lesson is this. The builders of Black Wall Street didn't simply live in Greenwood. They participated in building Greenwood. Entrepreneurs built businesses, educators taught children, professionals provided services, families supported local businesses, faith institutions served residents, and property owners invested in the neighborhood. Each person contributed something different, but collectively, their efforts helped create an extraordinary community. Nobody had to do everything, but everybody had something they could contribute. So the bigger message is this. Community transformation starts when we move from somebody should to what can I do? You may have knowledge, you may have relationships, you may have money, you may have time, you may have a business, you may simply have two willing hands. Whatever you have, use your piece to make your community better. So the takeaway from this affirmation is this. I am part of transforming my community for the better. Means I understand that positive change includes me. I will use my gifts, voice, resources, and actions to help solve problems, create opportunities, strengthen people, and leave my community better for the generations coming behind me. And this has been this morning's affirmation, which was brought to you by our platinum sponsor, Green Country Habitat for Humanity.
All right, y'all. We're going to take a break. That was a long opening segment. Damali, great job on that. We got a lot of people on the live, and we're going to come and we're going to read you guys' comments. We appreciate y'all tuning in. Again, we got a special guest because, we said on the community, wake up, tune in, because we're going to do things to help you move the needle. Not just be on here talking. Our special guest is going to show people, no matter where you rank, it's going to help you get in the position to move the needle for you and your family. Right, Damali?
Yep.
So we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, our special guest will be pulling up, but we got a lot to unpack because we're talking about community transformation.
Mm-hmm.
What role are you playing it? Get in the game.
Yes.
Y'all stay locked in. We'll be right back.
The 36th Street North Event Center is proud to kick off another great season of social gatherings with family and friends. And no matter what the size of your next event, the 36th Street North Event Center has you covered. From event decor to live DJs, even catering, and a world-class sound and lighting system, 36th Street North has your event covered. We offer a state-of-the-art event booking and planning process from start to finish. And whether you're hosting 100 or 1,000, 36th Street North Event Center is the premier event center of North Tulsa, located at 1125 East 36th Street North. Share the experience at 36th Street North Event Center and see why we are the number one choice for upscale events. From weddings to birthdays, corporate functions, holiday parties, and so much more. Visit us today at 36theventcenter.com or call and reserve your spot at 918-200-9046. The 36th Street North Event Center is proud to kick off another great season of social gatherings with family and friends. And no matter what the size of your next event, the 36th Street North Event Center has you covered. From event decor to live DJs, even catering, and a world-class sound and lighting system, 36th Street North has your event covered. We offer a state-of-the-art event booking and planning process from start to finish. And whether you're hosting 100 or 1,000, 36th Street North Event Center is the premier event center of North Tulsa, located at 1125 East 36th Street North. Share the experience at 36th Street North Event Center and see why we are the number one choice for upscale events. From weddings to birthdays, corporate functions, holiday parties, and so much more. Visit us today at 36theventcenter.com or call and reserve your spot at 918-200-9046.
Are you or someone you know just as involved? Are you or someone you know in need of support services? Don't worry, Fitting Back In got you covered. We offer life skill workshops, career development, job search, substance abuse counseling, and more. We are located at 2121 North Harvard Avenue, Tulsa, Oklahoma, 74115. Give us a call at 918-592-3500. Follow us at Fitting Back In Tulsa. Also, visit us on our website for services at www.fittingbackininc.org. Our services are available only in Tulsa County.
EduRec is the place where education and recreation meets. At EduRec, we have a host of programs such as Spring Break Camp, Summer Camp, and After School. It's located at 5424 North Madison Avenue. To donate, sponsor, or volunteer for any of our programs at EduRec, go to edurectulsa.com. Call EduRec today at 918-430-3947. And you can also visit us on any of our social media platforms at EduRec Tulsa. EduRec Tulsa, where education and recreation meet. Looking to take your event to the next level with professionalism and energy? Contact World One Development. We host events, have radio personalities, offer community engagement and videography. We also do live radio remotes, red carpet appearances,